was tongue-tied at the reception. I don't know what I said.
When John Gilmore lost his wife for 56 years, the last thing he needed was a fight with her super fund.
She had ovarian cancer, which was diagnosed the previous February, and she gradually went downhill after that. It's not worth doing it.
John was listed on Julie's super as a non-binding beneficiary, meaning he had to prove he was eligible to get the money.
They asked for an extraordinary number of documents. They wanted not only a death certificate and those things, they wanted a marriage certificate certified. They even came up with the interesting demand to say, how do we know that Julie existed?
New research suggests at least 6.5 million Australians won't have a say in who inherits their superannuation because they don't have a death benefit nomination. About 4.3 million say they have a binding nomination, but researchers believe the number could be lower.
Some of that is due to legal barriers, which require 2 wet signatures from witnesses for any nomination that you make. So it's all very manual. It's not something you can do online at every fund. And so pretty easily people can, if they're not reminded, can have these nominations lapse.
A spokesman for REST said it can't comment on individual claims, but for the past 2 years the fund had made the claims process simpler and faster.
If anything happened to us, we were going to leave our superannuation to our child. This is a letter from the 9th of November stating...
Before Kelly's ex-husband passed away, she agreed with him he would leave most of the $600,000 he had in super to their son Zach, who has a disability. Because the nomination was non-binding, Zach's uncle, who was living with his father after being released from prison, stepped in and made a claim.
If you have a non-binding superannuation, your wishes are not set in stone. Anyone can come in and claim against the superannuation, especially if they've lived with the member. My son was able
We've concealed their identities to protect their safety. Australian Super told ABC News binding nominations may expire after 3 years, and it's investigating legal options to allow members to use digital signatures. It's among many funds that have come under fire in a review by the corporate watchdog, which wants them to make it easier for members to make binding nominations.
Over half of them were communicating in a way that the average Australian reading age can't understand, let alone those where English is not the first language.
There are growing calls for the federal government to undertake an independent review of how the super death benefit system's working. Consumer groups and lawyers say there need to be mandatory timeframes for super funds to respond to claims so that they don't drag out for years.
Presently, super funds are reluctant to exchange one individual's claim with another individual due to privacy concerns. And we often don't see the exchange of competing claim materials until we get to AFCA, the Australian Financial Complaints Authority, where these disputes go to try and get untangled.
My ex-partner's sibling is...
Australian Super awarded just 20% of the money to Kelly's son Zach and the rest to his uncle. AFCA overruled that, recommending a 50-50 split, which the uncle is contesting.
My child will most likely not be able to buy a house. My child will most likely fall through the cracks.
A sad possibility that could be avoided with a binding nomination.